In America, there is a man called Wrong Way Roy.
在美国呢，有一个人叫 Roy。
Wrong way， 走错了路啊！你们大家知道美国他们就是把那个球如果带到那边就有分数，带到这边就有分数了。他抢到一个，拿到一个那个球的时候，跑得很快，但是跑错了方向，跑到自己那个。幸亏有人把他抓住了，就没有了。但是到休息的时候，他就非常的害羞，不知道要怎么办。那我们其中有没有人做错事情的？那怎么办呢？说今天我们要讲的，你看他应该要向右边走啊，这个人啊，他就跑到左边去，走错了，哎呦！哦，幸亏他就赶快把他抓了，说没有分数。But how many of us have done things that we wish we could forget?
我们大家有多少人做过一些我们永远不能忘记的事情
？Today I would like to talk to you about something great and something greater.
今天呢，我跟大家分享一个关于很伟大的事情的主题，还有更伟大的事。
About a great city, a great fish, and a great man.
一座伟大的城，一条伟大的鱼和一条大鱼和一个伟大的人。
It's about the great fish that brought the great man to a great city to warn them about the great disaster.
这个故事呢，是关于一条大鱼带着一个伟大的人进入到一座大城，要让他们警告这座大城要有大灾难将要降临。
How many of us have heard the story of Jonah? Can you raise your hand?
我们大家都有谁听过约拿的故事
Well, this is a very short summary. God called Jonah to go to Nineveh, number one. Instead of going to Nineveh, he went to Joppa, number two, to take a ship to Tarshish.
上帝呢，呼召约拿去到尼尼微去传福音，但是尼尼微呢没有去到对不起，但是约拿呢没有去尼尼微，反而呢坐上了去他施的船。
So there was a big storm, and the boat was in great danger.
所以呢，就发生了大的暴风浪在海上，然后就很危险。
Jonah admitted that he was the one at fault and asked the people to throw him overboard.
约拿呢就承认是因为他的错，所以才起风浪，他就让船上的人把他扔到海里去。
God sent a great fish to swallow him, and then swam toward the city.
上帝呢就派了一条大鱼把他给吞到肚子里，然后呢带着他去到了这个城市。
After 3 days, the fish vomited him out, and then he went to Nineveh and pronounced judgment.
3天以后呢，这个大鱼把约拿吐到岸上，然后约拿就去到尼尼微来就去向他们传讲上帝的审判。
The entire city repented, and God also did not cause the disaster to happen.
整个城市呢都悔改，这些人全部都悔改，上帝呢也没有降灾难。
Is it just a fairy tale that we can dismiss, or is it a true story that has important lessons for us to learn?
这是只是一个假的童话故事呢，还是一个真正的故事？我们从中可以学到功课呢？
Is it just a fish story? Can the fish swallow a man?
如果这是一个故事的话就说大鱼它可以把人吞在肚子里吗？
How big a fish is needed?
那要吞一个人，这个鱼需要多大呢？
Are there fish that are big enough to do that?
当然了，也有大鱼足够大，能够把人吞掉。
Let's see here fish swallowed other fishes.
我们来看一下吃别的鱼的这样的鱼。
Even a small fish can swallow a bigger fish.
虽然有的呢小鱼都可以吃掉比它大的鱼。
See the black one swallowing the golden one?
你看那个黑色的正在吃那条金色的鱼。
And the entire bigger fish went into the stomach of the smaller fish.
这个大一点的这条鱼呢，整条鱼都要被这个小鱼吞到肚子里。
So we see the fish can swallow big things.
所以我们可以看到鱼呢可以吞下比较大的东西。
How about the sharp teeth of the fish that we know about?
那鱼的锋利的牙齿呢？
Will the teeth not kill the man?
那鱼的当它往里吞的时候，鱼的牙齿不会把这个人咬死吗？
Well, there are fish that do not have teeth.
那也有没有牙的鱼，
And this is one example.
这是一个例子。
they have like a filter where they swallow small things and then push the water out, and the rest the things will remain in their throat.
有一种鱼呢，它的牙齿就像滤网一样，嘴巴里像有一个滤网一样。它把鱼吞掉以后呢，把小的生物吞掉以后呢，它用舌头把水推出去。
They eat the small thing you see on the upper left, and here's a big whale, and those are big number, thousands and hundreds of thousands of shrimp that they just swallow with one go.
这条鱼，我们看它一口吞掉了成千上万的小虾。
Was this the kind of fish that perhaps God used to swallow Jonah?
是这种鱼吗？上帝使用它来把约拿吞在肚子里吗？
Now there are two theories about how Jonah remained for 3 days.
有两种说法，关于约拿在鱼肚子这3天呢，有两种说法。
Some believe that he was alive for 3 days in the fish belly.
有些人觉得呢，认为呢，他在鱼肚子里这3天都是活着的。
Personally, I believe that he died.
我个人认为他死了。
If you are in the swimming pool for 4 minutes, you're dead, right?
如果你在游泳池里面待4分钟的话，你肯定就会死掉，对吗？在水下。
And after he died, I believe God resurrected him again.
我相信在他死了以后，上帝使他复活。
Now, Jesus believed that it's a true story.
那耶稣也同样相信这是一个真的
And
事
in
件。
Matthew 12, 39 to 41, we read.
马太福音第12章39到41
Let's
节，
read together.
我们一起来读一下。文士和法利赛人对耶稣说：“写个神迹给我们看。”耶稣回答说：“一个邪恶淫乱的世代求看神迹，除了先知约拿的神迹以外，再没有神迹给他们看。约拿3天3夜在大鱼腹中，人子也要这样3日3夜在地里头。当审判的时候，尼尼微人要起来定这世代的罪，因为尼尼微人听了约拿所传的就悔改了。看哪，在这里有一人比约拿更大。”
Jesus was warning the people of that time, and this verse is also warning us.
这节经文呢，在当时呢，耶稣是针对当时的人的一个警告，同样今天也是对我们的一个警告。
And our topic for today is from the lesson of Jonah, if it's a true story, how to be mightily used by God.
今天呢，我们的主题呢是从真实的约拿的这个事件当中学习到的功课，怎样被神大大的使用。
Let's come to the Lord first in prayer.
我们一起来到主的面前来祷告。
Father, thank you so much for the lessons of Jonah.
天父，感谢你借着约拿赐给我们功课，
May you speak to each one of us
求你对我们每一个人讲话，
to avoid the mistakes of Jonah, but to become a great prophet, great servant of yours like Jonah.
让我们都能够像约拿一样，成为你伟大的仆人。
In Jesus' name we pray.
奉耶稣的名祷告。
All right. For you to remember the whole message, you just need to learn 5 words.
好，为了让我们便于记住这篇信息呢，我们只需要学5个单词。
And I need you to raise your hand like this.
请大家伸出你的手，
Now,
像这
the
样。
middle finger is the tallest, and that represents us. And normally, we want to be the highest, the biggest, the tallest.
最长的这个手指呢，通常是代表我们都想成为最高的、最棒的。
Okay, 5 words. Love, hate.
5个单词：爱、恨、
Love. Opposite is hate.
love， 爱。
Second is know and live.
第2个呢是知道，然后活出来。
Okay, let's say it together.
我
Love,
们一起说 love，
hate,
恨、
know,
知道、
live.
活出来。
Okay, and the last one, we have to sacrifice ourselves.
最后一个呢是我们要牺牲自己。
5个字 okay?
5个字，5个单词：
Love.
爱、
来，我们现在用英文讲的，用中文来。Okay.
用
Love,
love，
hate, know, live, sacrifice. 用中文。
好，下面一遍用中文：爱、恨、知道、活出来、牺牲自己。
Love compassionately, know God, sacrifice self, live by grace, and hate evil. In Chinese,
满有怜悯的爱，认识上帝，甘心舍己，靠恩典而活，憎恶邪恶。
okay. And we can know God intimately, sacrifice ourselves willingly, live by grace only, and hate evil fiercely.
所以我们能够更加亲近上帝，然后呢，更加憎恶邪恶。
Alright, this is the outline which we will get point by point. How to be mightily used by God.
怎样被神大大的使用？
The main character of this story is God, and we must know what God is.
这个故事当中的主角呢是神，那神是谁？
This definition of God we will repeat many times. Jonah said, "You are a gracious God, merciful, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love, and relenting from disaster."
这个呢，就是关于神的属性呢，在这卷书当中提到很多次。约拿说你是有恩典、有怜悯的神，不轻易发怒，有丰盛的慈爱，并且后悔不降所说的灾。
Although God is love, God is also holy, and He hates evil. And so, if we want to serve God, we also must hate evil.
上帝呢是爱，但是他同时也是圣洁的，所以他憎恶邪恶。所以我们想要服侍神的话，我们也应该圣洁。
Now, Nineveh was a great city. There was at least 120,000 people. At that time, Babylon was just 50,000 people, half the size of Nineveh.
尼尼微呢，当时是一座很大的城，至少有12万人口。当时的巴比伦呢，只有5万人口，也只有它的一半大而已。
And Nineveh is an evil city.
尼尼微呢，也是一座邪恶的城
They
市。
like to fight, they like to conquer.
他们呢喜欢征战，喜欢去制服别人。
And after they conquer, you know what they will do? They will burn people alive. They will remove the skin from people.
你知道当他就是战胜一座城市的时候，他会怎么样对待城里的人吗？他会把他们活活的烧死，然后呢，把他们活活的剥皮。
And they will raise the city with fire, and they will take their wealth, and the young people will be taken as slaves or buried alive.
他们呢就会把整座城市用火烧掉，抢走所有的金银财宝，把年轻人呢变作奴隶。
Some of the soldiers, they will cut their hands, they will cut their feet, they will cut their ears, they will cut their nose, and sometimes gorge their eyes out.
对于有些士兵呢，可能会砍掉他的四肢，或者有的时候会把眼睛挖出来。
They are evil people.
他们真的是很邪恶的一群人。
And they also mock God.
他们同样嘲笑上帝。
One time, when Hezekiah was a king, Assyria was attacking Israel, and the messenger said, "Don't believe Hezekiah, who said God is going to save you."
西西家做王的时候呢，亚述帝国就是当时的去侵略他们。然后呢，有一个人就说：“你们不要相信西西家所信的神，他不会拯救你们。”
So when Jonah was called to go to Nineveh, he went the other way.
所以呢，当约拿被呼召去到尼尼微的时候呢，他去逃往相反方向，他就从神的面前逃跑。
What was the reason?
为什么呢？原因是什么？
Because Nineveh, the Assyrian, is an enemy of Israel, and they've killed many people, and they've taken the gold and silver from the temple was paid so that they would not attack them.
因为尼尼微和亚述呢，都是上帝子民的敌人，他们会打败他们，然后会抢夺他们的财宝。
Then we are told that Jonah went and paid the fare for the boat.
所以呢，我们看经文上面提到呢，约拿就付了船票，
Paid.
他买了船票。
Every time we run away from God, there is something we have to pay.
每一次我们从神面前逃离的时候呢，我们都是要付上代价。
Then we learned that when there was a storm, he was sleeping in the boat.
我们知道，当海上起风浪的时候呢，他在船底睡觉。
Maybe he thought he's safe now from God.
他觉得他现在已经安全了。
Maybe he's restful knowing that God is going to destroy his enemy, the Nineveh city.
他就想，我可以好好的在这里休息啊，上帝，你去毁灭尼尼微城吧。
Then we are told that we need to know God intimately.
然后呢，我们也需要就是我们需要更加亲密的去认识上帝。
Nineveh told the people, God is a creator, God is powerful, God is just, and God has compassionate love.
上帝呢，他是创造者，上帝呢，他是创造的主，他有能力，上帝的公义，还有呢，上帝是他的爱是蛮有怜悯的。
Let's see what he said. Let's read together. Chapter 1, verse 9 and 12. Ready, go.
我们一起来读一下第1章的9节和12节。他说：“我是希伯来人。”大家一起来读。他说：“我是希伯来人，我敬畏耶和华，那创造沧海 和地之天上的神，你们将我抬起来，抛在海中，海就平静了。我知道你们遭这大风是因我的缘故。
God is the creator. He created the sea and the land.
上帝是创造者，他创造了这个土地，也创造了风暴。
He is so powerful. He can create a storm in one moment, and he can stop the storm in one moment.
他是如此的有能力，他可以让风暴瞬间起来，也可以使它瞬间的平静下来。
But God is just because I'm the one at fault. And if I die, He will not cause you, the innocent people, to suffer.
约拿说呢，因为上帝他是公义的，其实这个起风暴是因为我的原因。如果我死了的话呢，你们就会安全。
Then he also knew that God is compassionate.
然后呢，他也知道上帝是蛮有怜悯的
Let's
神。
read chapter 4, verse 2 together.
我们一起来读一下4章第2节。我知道你是有恩典、有怜悯的神，不轻易发怒，有丰盛的慈爱，并且后悔不降所说的灾害，所以我急速逃往他失去。
If God is like that, how come there are disasters? People ask.
如果上帝是这样的一位神的话，为什么灾难会发生呢？很多人都这样问。
And when bad things happen, people blame God.
那人们呢都会去谴责上帝。
Ruth Graham, the daughter of Billy Graham, was once asked, why is it that they are shooting in the school? Why is it that there are disasters happening in America?
Ruth 就是那个 Billy Graham 葛贝里的女儿呢，她就问为什么学校里面会发生枪击案，为什么会发生这么多灾难？
And her answer was this.
她的答案呢是这个：
I believe God is also angry.
我相信上帝是有怒气的。
And I would say that for many years, we have shaken fists at God. We were angry at God.
因为很多年以来呢，我们都在摇动神，我们都在对神气愤。
We ask God to get out of the school, of government, our nation.
我们呢在要求神去离开我们的学校，离开我们的政府，离开我们的国家。
And God is a gentleman, and He quietly backed out.
那上帝呢是很绅士的，所以他就悄悄的离开了。
And He removed His hand of blessing and protection from us.
嗯
Remove His hand of protection and blessing from America.
所以他就把他的手挪去，把他的保护和他的祝福也从美国拿走。
And He said we need to turn to God first of all.
所以他说呢，我们要首先向神回转。
We need to say, God, we are sorry we have treated you this way.
我们需要首先在神面前悔改，神啊，
And
对
we
不起，我
invite
们
you
这样做
now。to come into our life.
我们恳求你再一次邀请你来到我们的生命当中。
We put our trust in you.
我们信靠你。
We have in God we trust in our coins and in our dollar bills.
在我们的美元上面呢，我们有这样一句话，在神我们信任神为
And
trust。
we want to practice it.
那我们希望把这句话能够实行出来。
How about you and I?
那今天你和我呢，
Are there terrible things happening in our life?
在我们的生命当中有没有很可怕的事情发生过？
Perhaps we have also driven God away from our life.
有时候我们可能也想要把神从我的生命当中推出去，
And we need to call Him and come back to Him.
但是我们需要再一次呼求他，再一次回到他的面前。
Aside from hating evil, aside from knowing about God, we need to sacrifice ourselves willingly.
不光呢是认识上帝，不光是憎恶邪恶，我们应当甘心舍己。
There's a high cost for sacrificing oneself.
舍己或者牺牲自己呢，总是要付上很大的代价。
In the case of Jonah, he was thrown into the sea.
对于约拿来说呢，他就被扔到海里，
The sea calmed, but he was inside the water.
然后呢，他就掉在水里面，
He sank to the bottom of the sea,
他呢就沉到海底，
and he was swallowed by the fish.
然后他被大鱼吞掉，
And I think he died.
然后我认为呢他是死了，
Because the Bible says he was praying from Sheol.
因为圣经里面提到他从地狱里祷告。
And the word for Sheol refers to the place of the dead.
Sheol 这个单词呢，它是跟死亡有关的，
There's a high cost for sacrificing ourselves.
所以舍己呢是要付上很大的代价。
To be a pastor, for example, is sacrificing himself from being in the secular world.
比如说，对于牧师来说，对他来说呢，就要牺牲自己。
But there is also a wonder of being sacrificing ourselves and being used by God.
但是呢，当我们被神使用的时候呢，当我们牺牲自己的时候，同样也会有很奇妙的事情发生。
Let's read chapter 2, verse 1, 6, and 10 together.
我们一起来读一下第2章的1节、6节和10节，一起来读。约拿在鱼腹中祷告，遭遇患难求告，阴间的深处呼求，耶和华我的神啊，你却将我的性命从坑中救出来。耶和华吩咐鱼，鱼就把约拿吐在旱地上。
So we see that Jonah was praying many times out of distress in the belly of the fish, in the belly of shore.
所以我们知道约拿呢，他祷告了很多次，在苦难当中，在鱼腹当中，在地狱里向神祷告。
When we are in trouble, do you pray?
当我们遇见麻烦的时候，你会祷告吗？
Jonah died, but he was resurrected. He was saved from the pit.
约拿死了，但是他复活了，被从坑中救出。
And he was vomited out of the fish.
他被从大鱼肚子当中吐出来，
That's a great miracle.
这是一个很大的神迹。
Can you imagine if you were the one?
你可以想象一下这件事情发生在你身上吗？
Something happened, you almost died, or you died, and then you are alive again.
发生了一些什么事情，你死了，然后呢，你又复活了。
Not only must we hate evil, not only must we know God intimately, not only must we sacrifice ourselves willingly, we must learn to live by grace only.
我们呢，不光要憎恶邪恶，不光要认识神，不光要甘心舍己，而且我们要仅仅靠恩典而活。
We must learn that our salvation is not by human effort, but by faith in God.
我们要知道，我们是仅仅因为神的恩典，而不是因为靠着人自己的努力就能做事。
The people were throwing away the cargo from the ship. They were praying to their gods, and they were casting lot to find out who is the one at fault.
当时船上的人呢，他们就把货物扔到船里面，他们就撤迁，然后呢，他们就求问他们的假神。
They asked Jonah, "What must we do?" Jonah told them, but they did not believe, and they continued rowing instead.
他们呢就问约拿，我们应当怎么做呢？约拿告诉他们了解决方法，但是他们还是不相信，他们还是用力的去划船。
Let's read the verses in chapter 1, verse 4, 5, and 7.
我们来读一下第1章的4节、5节和第7节，一起来读。耶和华使海中起大风，海就狂风大作，甚至船几乎破坏，水手便惧怕，个人哀求自己的神。他们将船上的货物抛在海中，他们撤出约拿来。抬起来，抛在海中，海就平静了。这是大风我的缘故。然而那些人竭力荡桨，要把船拢岸，却是不能。
They were trying very hard by their own effort.
他们靠着自己的努力，很努力的去划船。
But we must learn to trust God and experience God.
我们必须要学会去信靠上帝，然后学会去经历他。
They start calling on God, they believe Jonah's God, and they were acting on the belief and pick up Jonah and threw him down, and they experienced miracle. So they feared the Lord, they sacrificed to him and made vows.
然后这些人呢，就相信约拿的话，开始求告耶和华，然后相信耶和华，向他祷告，然后把约拿扔在水里面，然后他们就敬畏神，而且呢，这个是什么？许诺。
Have you ever wondered? Jonah knew if he went into the water, the storm will calm down. Why is it he did not just jump down himself?
那我们可以想象一下，你有没有想过，就是为什么约拿他知道一旦他就是说落入水中呢，这个风浪就会平静，他为什么自己不跳，让人把他扔下去呢？
Have you ever wondered why?
He doesn't want to commit suicide.
It's true, he doesn't want to commit suicide.
他不想自杀，
But I think he wanted the people to learn something.
但是我想呢，他是想让这船上的人学到一些事情。
He's telling them, you must believe in God. He created this storm, he can stop this storm.
他呢，想要告诉船上的人，你们应当相信上帝，他创造了暴风雨，他也能够使暴风平静。
They did not believe, that's why they keep roaring.
这些船上的人刚开始不相信，所以他们还要靠自己的努力奋力的去划船。
If you believe what I say about God, pick me up and throw me into the ocean. That will show your faith.
如果呢，你相信我所说的话，那你就把我拿起来扔到海里面，这样呢就可以显示出你的信心。
Although these stories about the storm in life and about possible death, this story is about storms in the life and about possible death, our death.
这个故事呢是关于我们的生命当中的暴风，遭遇暴风，或者是关于死亡的事情。
But the ultimate death is the death of our soul. 我们的灵魂的死亡。
最后的，但是最终的死亡呢，是我们灵魂的死亡。
People try to do many things to save themselves.
很多人都想要做一些事情去拯救自己。
You know about the London fire that happened recently?
你知道最近发生的伦敦火灾？
They were sleeping. They have enjoyed the night, and the next moment they are dead.
他们呢都在睡觉，都在享受生活，但是瞬间就死了。
We can never know when our time will come, so therefore we must always be prepared.
我们不知道我们死亡的时间什么时候来到，所以我们要随时做好准备。
Do we know if we die, we can go to heaven?
你确定你死了以后你会上天堂吗？
Muslims think that if they kill Christians or Jews, they will go to heaven, and there are 72 virgins waiting for them.
穆斯林说呢，我如果杀掉基督徒和杀掉犹太人的话呢，我就会直接上天堂，而且有72个处女在等着我。
Muslims think if they meditate and do good, eventually one day they will reach a stage where there is no more suffering.
那佛教徒呢就觉得我们要冥想，我们要做好事，到最后呢我们会达到极乐世界。
Jonah's story told us it is God who determines where we go.
那约拿的故事告诉我们呢，是上帝决定我们每一个人的去路。
This is the fire that happened.
这个是火灾。
Many of you are living in condominiums,
我们当中
apartments.
有一些人都住在那个公寓里面。
We need to be prepared immediately.
我们需要现在就准备。
Next, the last point is we must learn to love compassionately.
我们最后一点呢，是我们要学会要有满有怜悯的爱。
Today is Father's Day.
今天是父亲节。
If you have children, you probably have experienced children saying, "I love you, I love you."
那如果你有孩子的话，你可能有这样的经历，孩子对你说我爱你，我爱你。
But as they grow older, you may hear them say, "I hate you, I hate you."
但是当他们慢慢长大的时候，你可能也会听到我恨你，
I'm angry at you.
我生你的气了。
And some may even run away and leave you.
有些人甚至离家出走。
This story ends with a conversation between Jonah and God.
这个故事呢，是以约拿和上帝之间的对话结束的。
What picture can demonstrate or picture to us that conversation that happened?
我们可以想象一下这样的图画，你会想象一幅什么样的图画？这个对话发生时候的一个图画。
Perhaps this picture of a great lion and a small cub.
我们可以想象一下一个大狮子，还有他的孩子，小狮子，
Or the women, even the lioness
或者
and
是
the cub.
或者是一个狮子妈妈和小狮子。
Here is Jonah angry at God. I want to die, kill me.
在这里呢，约拿跟上帝生气，我要死，你杀了我吧，上帝。
And did God talk to him like this? Or did God talk to him like this?
那上帝是这样指责的去跟他讲话呢，还是蛮有爱的去跟他讲话呢？
Let's see what happened.
我们来看一下发生什么样的事。
Let's read chapter 3, verse 3 and to verse 7.
我们来看一下，我们一起读一下3章3到7节，3到8节，一起来读。约拿去，这尼尼微是极大，有3日的路程。约拿进城走了1日，宣告说：再等40日，尼尼微必倾覆了。尼尼微人信而悔改，宣告禁食，穿麻衣。王下了宝座，脱下朝服，披上麻布，坐在灰中，便告说：人要切切求告神，个人回头离开所行的恶道，丢弃手中的强暴。
God called Jonah a second time, and this time he went.
上帝第2次呼召约拿，这次他去了。
And the Bible says Nineveh is so big that it takes 3 days to go to all the places in Nineveh.
圣经上说呢，尼尼微是一座大城，所以呢，他要花3日的时间。约拿
Jonah did not go there to warn them, but he went there to declare what's going to happen.
约拿在那里呢，并不是去到那里去警告当地的人，而是呢，直接就宣告这个灾难。
In 40 days, Nineveh will be destroyed.
40日之内，尼尼微大城必被毁灭。
Then he went and sat someplace to wait for the 40 days and to see what happened.
然后呢，他就跑到一个地方坐下来，要眼睁睁的看一下这40天会发生什么事情。
Afterwards, he saw nothing happen and he was very angry.
后来呢，他就发现，哎，什么事情也没有发生，所以他就很生气。
Why was he angry?
为什么他生气呢？
Perhaps he was embarrassed.
可能呢，他会很尴尬。
Jonah must have been a well-known, powerful prophet in his own city and his own country.
约拿在他自己的国家和在他自己的城市当中，他是很有名、很有能力的一个先知。
And every prophecy that he said happened.
他所有的所说过的预言呢，都已经发
He
生
must
了。
be a powerful preacher.
他也是一个很有能力的讲道人，
That's why God used him and called him.
所以这是上帝呼召他、使用他的原因。
If you were God and you called Jonah and Jonah ran away, what would you do?
如果你是上帝，你呼召约拿，约拿逃跑了，你会怎么做呢？
If I were God, I would call Kwang Ming Musa.
如果是我的话，我就换做呼召光明牧师了。
You call somebody else, right? Why do you have to call Jonah again?
你可以去呼召别人愿意的人，对吗？为什么他又再一次呼召约拿呢？
Let's see what happened.
我们来看一下发生什么。
Jonah declared disaster of Nineveh in just one day. 他宣告只有一天。
约拿进城走了1日。
Remember, the city is so big, it needs 3 days to go through the city.
我们知道，还记得这座城市呢非常大，需要3天的时间才能把这座城市走完。
Jonah only went 1 day,
约拿只去了1天，
and he stopped.
然后他就停下了。
He didn't want everybody to know.
他不想让所有的人都听到这个信息，
He didn't want them to repent. He hoped God will destroy Nineveh.
他不想让这些人悔改，他就希望上帝毁灭这座城。
Well, Nineveh repented, and God also did not bring disaster.
但是呢，结果呢却是尼尼微人都悔改了，上帝也没有降灾难。
They fasted, they wore sackcloths, and they were fasting.
尼尼微人呢，他们就穿上麻布的衣服，禁食祷告。
And the king said, everybody must turn from evil, all of us must turn from violence, and they did.
甚至这个王呢，甚至都下了他的宝座，告诉子民们，我们要从邪恶当中回转。所以这些子民都听从王的命令。
Let's read chapter 3, verse 10 and up.
我们来看一下3章第10节。好，我们读一下这3章10节，还有4章的这几节，我们一起来读。神见他们离开恶道，就不把所说的灾祸降与他们了。约拿大大不悦，切甚发怒。耶和华啊，我在本国的时候，岂不是这样说吗？我知道你是有恩典、有怜悯的神，不轻易发怒，有丰盛的慈爱，并且后悔不降所说的灾。所以我急速逃往他施去，取我的命吧，因为我死了比活着还好。
Jonah was angry at God.
约拿很生上帝的气。
He said, even before I left, I already know that you are a loving God and you will not bring down disaster after I proclaim it.
他说啊，我就是走之前，我就已经知道你是蛮有怜悯的神，你是蛮有慈爱的神，你不会降灾难。
In the Old Testament, you are a true prophet if everything you say come to pass.
在旧约当中呢，如果你是一个真的先知的话，你所说的一切预言都会发生。
If something you say did not come to pass, then the Bible says you are a false prophet and people will stone you to death.
那如果你说的预言没有发生的话，没有真实的发生的话呢，圣经上说呢，他就是假先知，人们要用石头把他打死。
Jonah had been a great, powerful prophet, and now this thing happened.
那约拿本身是一个很有能力的一个先知，但是现在却发生这样的事情，
No face.
没有面子。
Enemy still alive.
那敌人还活着，
What is going to happen?
那接下来会发生什么呢？
Jonah did not go to preach or to warn, but just to declare that this thing is going to happen.
约拿呢，并没有去传道，也没有去警告，他只是去宣告这个灾难将要降临。
And he was very angry. He sat to watch. God provided a living plant.
然后他就非常生气，他就坐在那里观看。然后上帝呢，就预备了一棵蓖麻树。
And Jonah was very happy.
约拿很高兴。
But that night, God provided a worm, and the worm ate through the plant, and the next day, the plant died.
但是当天晚上呢，上帝就预备了一只虫子去咬那棵蓖麻，第二天蓖麻就枯萎了。
Again, Jonah was very angry.
约拿又开始很生气
He，asked God to kill him.
上帝他又要求上帝把他杀掉。
But mainly, he was angry at God because God did not destroy Nineveh.
但是其实他跟上帝生气最主要的原因呢，是因为上帝没有毁灭尼尼微城。
Are there people in your life that you are so angry that you wish God would kill them?
在你的生命当中有没有这样一些人，你非常的厌恶他们，讨厌到甚至希望上帝能够取他们的性命？
Maybe somebody among your relatives even.
可能甚至是在你的亲戚当中。
And so God needed to teach him something.
所以上帝在这里在教导约拿一个功课，
The importance of compassionate love.
很重要的，我们要有满有怜悯的爱。
And if Jonah was sad because the plant was lost, God said, how about the 120,000 people, innocent people in the city of Nineveh?
上帝就告诉约拿说，甚至这么一棵小小的蓖麻树死了，你都这么伤心，那在尼尼微大城当中有12万不分左右手的人呢？
It's true that the king and his generals and his soldiers, they are evil and do many things. But there are 120,000 people who are just like you and I, and they are innocent, and they have not done anything wrong.
是的，他们的王啊，他们的士兵啊，他们的将军啊，都很邪恶。但是剩下的这些民众呢，这些百姓呢，他们都是无辜的，他们都像你一样是无辜的。
And even animals.
甚至那些动物、牲畜。
Those of you who have dogs and cats, you should be very happy because God loves your dogs and cats too.
如果大家有养宠物猫和狗的话，你肯定知道上帝肯定也爱这些猫和狗。
And after God said that to Nineveh, the Bible narration ended. The Bible story stuff ended.
所以呢，故事到这里是以约拿和上帝的对话结束。
And we can imagine Jonah sitting there and looking at the city.
我们可以想象一下，接下来约拿听了上帝的话以后呢，坐在那里看着这座城，
Let's watch it.
他就在观看。
How many people are there in China from the province that you came from?
我们当中有多少人来自中国？来自多少个省市？
Did Jonah learn compassionate love?
约拿最后学到了要有满有怜悯的爱吗？
We don't know. We do not know.
我们不知道。
But you know about Iraq, where the fighting is in Mosul.
大家知道伊拉克还有正在摩苏尔进行的战争。
Mosul is just beside the former Nineveh.
摩苏尔这个城市呢，就是在当时尼尼微所在大城的旁边。
And there is this building that was formerly a church and now is a mosque.
现在这个地方这座建筑呢，本来是一座教会，现在呢是一个清真寺。
And when ISIS took over Mosul, they bombed and destroyed that building.
那个 ISIS 当他们占领了摩苏尔这座城市以后呢，他们就把那座教会的那个建筑烧毁了。
You know why?
占领了，你知道为什么吗？
Because that place is known as the tomb of Jonah.
因为那个地方呢是以约拿的坟墓而闻名的，被叫做约拿的坟墓。
Now there are 2 or 3 other cities also claim that they have the tomb of Jonah.
现在呢，其他的有2、3个城市也同样宣称呢自己有约拿的坟墓。
Now we don't know if that is really the tomb of Jonah, or maybe just people just call it.
我们不知道那些地方到底是不是真正的约拿的坟墓，还是人们只是这样说。
If it's a shrine to Jonah, that means the Nineveh people honored him, were thankful to him, and they put up a shrine or remembrance for him.
那如果呢，那是约拿的关于约拿的寺庙的话呢，可能是当时的尼尼微人呢，他们就去敬拜约拿。
But if it is a tomb, that means he died there.
然后，如果那真的是一个坟墓的话呢，那就说明约拿是真的死在尼尼微。
And if he died there, that means he lived there.
那如果他死在那里的话呢，就意味着他可能是住在那里。
Is it possible that after God explained to Jonah, Jonah felt compassion for his enemy, and he stayed on, and people asked him to tell them more about God, and he lived there until he died?
有这样的可能吗？就是说，当约拿和上帝的对话之后呢，约拿开始心里面满有怜悯，充满了这样的爱，然后他就住在当地，人们就问他更多关于上帝的事情，他就来教导当地人。
If you and I were Jonah, would we?
如果你和我是约拿的话，我们会这样做吗？
Let us learn to love compassionately.
让我们学会满有怜悯的爱。
Be kinder, be more loving, be more giving.
我们更善良一些，给予的更多一些，更多的去爱。
Be more forgiving, be more accommodating, be more kind.
更友好一些，更多的去
Accommodating,
更愿意去帮助别人，更多的原谅。
to step into others' shoes, to serve more,
站在别人的立场上去想事情，去服侍更多人，
to volunteer more, to help more,
去志愿做更多的事情，去帮助更多的人，
to give more and to share more,
去给予更多，去分享更多，
to listen more and to understand more and to care more.
也去聆听的更多，去理解的更多，也去更加的关心人。
From the story of Jonah, we learn the 5 principles.
所以
We
在
want to be mightily used by God.
在约拿的故事当中呢，我们学到这5个功课，怎样才能够被神大大的使用。
Hate evil fiercely, know God intimately, sacrifice ourselves willingly, live by grace, and love compassionately.
憎恶邪恶，认识上帝，甘心舍己，靠恩典活，要有怜悯的爱。
Jesus came.
耶稣来到这个世界，
He hated evil, condemned sin, and rebuked the Pharisees.
他憎恶邪恶，斥责法利赛人，然后斥责罪。
He knows the Father. He wants us to know Him.
他知道，上帝希望，对不起，他知道，
他认识上帝，他认识天父，他也希望我们认识天父。And in Matthew 11, he says, "No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal him."
在马太福音第11章里面提到，除了父以外，没有人认识子；除了子以外，也没有人认识父，除了他愿意启示对方。
Then Jesus sacrificed himself.
然后耶稣呢，牺牲他自己，
He died so that many can live eternally.
他死了，所以很多人可以得到永生。
He went into hell 3 days, as Jonah was 3 days in the fish belly.
他去到坟墓当中3天的时间，就像约拿在鱼腹当中3天。
He preached the gospel to the dead, and he resurrected from the dead.
他呢，也向死人传福音，也使死人复活。
And Jesus lived and taught compassion.
耶稣呢，是蛮有怜悯的去教导、去生活。
Matthew chapter 9 says, when he saw the crowd, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless. They were like sheep without shepherd.
马太福音9章36节说，他看见许多的人，就怜悯他们，因为他们困苦流离，如同羊没有牧人。
And he's told the story of the prodigal son, which represents God the Father. As the prodigal son was coming home, the Bible says the father saw the son coming, felt compassion for him, ran and embraced the son.
那在浪子的故事当中，我们知道，当浪子回来的时候呢，圣经当中提到那个父亲相离还远，他父亲看见就动了慈心，慈心呢跟同情和怜悯是同一个英文单词。
Perhaps some of us have become very far from God.
可能我们当中呢，有一些人远离神，
And we are very far from these qualities.
我们呢也离的这些品格很远。
But God is a God of second chance.
但是呢，上帝是给人第二次机会的上帝。
He gave Nineveh a second chance.
他给了尼尼微城第二个机会，
He gave Jonah a second chance.
他也给了约拿第二次机会。
And He's going to give us a second chance too.
他今天也给我们第二次机会。
Remember the football player?
还记得刚才提到的那个美式足球的运动员吗？
It was halftime and they were in the locker room.
半场结束以后呢，他们就到衣帽间，
Everybody seated there. The coach was very quiet.
所有的人都坐在那里，教练什么也没有说。
The only sound was that of Roy, who was sitting there, and he was weeping and crying like a baby.
衣帽间就是唯一能够听到的声音呢，就是 Roy 传出来的哭泣的声音，像个孩子一样哭。
Finally, the coach stood up and said to the team,
最后呢，教练就站起来对球队队员们说
"Men, the same team that started the first half will start the second half. The same player goes out on the second half."
大家每一位所有的刚才参加上半场的人，我们全部站起来，大家一同参加下半场。
And Roy lifted up his head. His eyes was red with tears, and he said, "Coach, I cannot do it."
那个 Roy 呢，就眼睛红红的，脸上挂着泪水，看着教练说：“教练，我做不到。
I've ruined you. I've ruined the team. I've ruined the university. I've ruined myself.
我毁了你，我毁了这个学校，我毁了我们的比赛，
I cannot face that crowd in the stadium anymore."
我毁了我们的大学，我没有办法去面对这些观众席上的人。
The coach reached out his hand and said,
这个教练呢，就伸出他的手，
"Roy,
说
get up and go back.
：“Roy 起来，回去赛场。
The game is only half finished."
比赛才进行了一半儿。
And Roy got up, and they said he played one of the most marvelous games.
然后 Roy 就站起来参加下半场的比赛，他的这场比赛非常非常的精彩。
Perhaps you and I feel like Roy right now.
所以我们当中，可能你和我也有人会感到像 Roy 一样。
Perhaps you knew what it was to walk with God before, but now you have turned your back on Him.
可能呢，以前你与神的关系很亲近，但是现在却处在低谷当中。
Perhaps God had told you to do certain things, and you turned the other way.
也有可能上帝呼召你做一件事情，但是你却转离去做另外的事。
And Satan is so happy, saying he's running the wrong way.
那撒旦呢就会很高兴的说啊，他跑错路了。
God, like the coach is saying, go back, get up, and go back.
那上帝呢，这时候会对我们说，就像那个教练说的一样，你回到赛场上去。
Let's bow our heads.
我们来祷告，
Close your eyes.
请大家闭上眼睛。
This is between you and God.
这个是你和上帝之间。
And I want to ask you some question, and if you say yes, just quickly raise your hands and put it down.
如果我问一些问题，你说 yes 的话呢，就举手一下，然后放下。
Do you want to be more like Jonah and learn to know God intimately?
首先，你愿意像约拿一样愿意更加亲密的来认识上帝吗？
Reading the Bible and knowing what God is really like.
愿意更多的读圣经，更多认识神。
If you want to do that, raise your hand now.
如果你愿意，请举手。
Second, do
第
you
二个
want
问题
to be like Jonah, who sacrificed himself, let people throw him overboard so that the others can be saved?
你愿意像约拿一样甘心舍己吗？自己被扔到海里，其他的人能够得到平安。
Like Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross.
就像耶稣被钉在十字架上牺牲自己一样，
Not thinking of ourselves, but willing to do for the good of others.
不是光为自己的益处，而是愿意为了他人牺牲自己。
If you want to do that, can you raise your hand from the seats now?
如果你愿意的话，你可以举手。
Praise God. Next,
下一个，
will you want to learn what Jonah had learned the hard way?
你愿意像约拿一样，用很困难的这种方式，学功课的方式来学这些事情吗？
Are you willing to obey God when you hear Him calling you?
你愿意顺服上帝吗？当你一听到上帝的呼召，就愿意顺服吗？
If you want to do that, can you raise your hands again?
如果你愿意顺服，请举手。
And the last question.
好，最后一个问题，
Do you want to learn what Jonah learned? To love compassionately.
你愿意学习像约拿学到的这样的功课吗？拥有满有怜悯的爱，
Learn to be like Jesus, who was full of compassion.
学习像耶稣一样满有同情和怜
Learn
悯，
to be like our Heavenly Father, who is full of compassion and merciful and long-suffering.
学习我们的天赋，满有慈爱和怜悯。
So that when people see you, they will see Jesus and they will see God.
所以当别人看到你的生命的时候呢，他们就会看到耶稣，看到上帝。
Do you want to do that? If you want, yes, raise your hands
你
again.
愿意吗？如果愿意的话，请举手。
Let's bow our heads.
好，请大家祷告。
Father, thank you so much for the story of Jonah.
天父，感谢你赐给我们约拿的故事。
We are like him.
我们就像约拿一样，
We are far even from him.
我们甚至还不如约拿。
But thank you for the lessons we have learned.
但是谢谢你让我们学习这样的功课，
Thank you for the decisions we have made.
也谢谢你帮助我们做出决定。
We want to be like Jesus.
我们愿意像耶稣，更多的像耶稣。
We want to be like you, our Heavenly Father.
我们愿意更像你，我们天上的父。
To love compassionately.
让我们有满有怜悯的爱，
To hate evil.
让我们憎恶邪恶，
To know more about you.
让我们更多的来认识你，
To live by grace.
让我们靠着恩典而活，
And even to sacrifice ourselves for the good of others.
帮助我们能够为他人甘心舍己。
We pray this in Jesus' name.
我们奉耶稣的名祷告。
And all God's people say amen.
Amen.